Joel McHale is an emotionally distant curmudgeon. Imagine that. This time, though, there's animals involved, live action ones, too. Let's talk about Fox's Animal Control. Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It. Welcome to my TV review for the Fox TV show Animal Control. This is featuring Joel McHale and a whole cast. It's a whole ensemble show here, and we'll get into some of the specifics of who is in it and what the story is with this show in just a moment. You can catch it though Thursday nights on Fox with brand new episodes. But first, I want to welcome you in to Dan Reviews It. Thank you for finding this video. We've got movies and TV reviews galore on the channel. I try to post something new just about every day here, and you can subscribe down below too. Would love to have you aboard in that capacity. Or if you like this video, share this video, or comment on this video. All that stuff does help out the channel as well. So let's get to this one. Animal Control is the name of the show. It is the new Fox comedy, and it's in the vein of some other workplace comedies. Specifically, I think Brooklyn Nine-Nine comes to mind a little bit because of its origins on Fox before it moved over to NBC. And you've got sort of a goofy, comedian that we all know and love from other things. For Andy Samberg, it was SNL and The Lonely Island, and here, of course, Joel McHale, Community, and several other projects, and just being himself on different shows too. Hosting Card Sharks, or when he used to host The Soup. He's always got that sort of snarky attitude. He brings that to this new character as well, named Frank Shaw, who is sort of a senior member of the Animal Control group, because he was a cop at one point, but was fired after, a bit of a scandal, and so now he's, kind of a jerk off to everybody around him. But this takes place, really, it's a workplace comedy with the Animal Control unit in Seattle, and we have real live animals in this show. PETA, the animal rights group, has sort of lambasted this show and said, oh, why aren't they using, effects and CGI and stuff? Well, a few reasons. Number one, that's very expensive. But number two, look, they're obviously using animal trainers and stuff on the set. There's not just, ostriches running around loose on the set. Personally, I think PETA goes a little bit hard sometimes at things that maybe they don't need to. But look, I don't know what goes on this set. Not for me to say. I can only review what I see on the screen. But yeah, clearly they're using a lot of live animals here, in most of the scenes. But you've got Vella Lovell here as the HR director, who is trying to get a leg up in the animal control world, in terms of getting a promotion and stuff. And I know her most from Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, but she's done a few other things as well. You also have Michael Rowland here, who is sort of the young rookie that is paired with the Joel McHale character, Ravi V. Patel, Grace Palmer. So a lot of people that maybe we don't really know yet. But I think there are a fair amount of shows like that, especially workplace shows, where, until the show became a success, we didn't really know them. I think about, Parks and Rec, other than Amy Poehler, and I guess Rashida Jones had her stint on The Office as well, too, but, like, we didn't know who Nick Offerman was, or Chris Pratt, or, a lot of these other people, Retta Aziz, so definitely I think about that. Same with The Office, other than Steve Carell. We didn't really know anybody from that series beforehand, and Brooklyn Nine-Nine too, other than Andre Braugher and Andy Samberg. So there is certainly a case to be made for new cast members and stuff. And I do think one of the few positives of the show is that there is a pretty good chemistry with this cast here. I will say that. A lot of times it takes, a little bit of time to gel with, new actors, and sometimes they knock it right out of the park. And, I'm not sure if this is, a straight home run, but it's at least, a double, leaning maybe towards a triple, to use a baseball analogy. I think the cast gels very well together. They bounce off each other pretty well. But I have a lot of problems with this show, maybe not least of which is Joel McHale doing sort of the same thing that he always does, which, look, I'm a fan of Joel McHale, so I don't want to slight him, and I certainly am looking forward to whenever they release season 2 of Crime Scene Kitchen. I think he's very funny on that, and I like him on Community and other things, but um, he just always is, playing kind of the same role, and it does get a little tiresome. In fact, this specific role reminds me of a short-lived series he did for CBS, which was a multicam show, unlike this, but you had a live audience and or a laugh track there with that one. And it was called, I think, The Great Outdoors. Or no, well, maybe it was called The Great Outdoors. I forget. I know that's a John Candy movie too, but in any event, he played this guy who was this really outdoors type. Did camping and hiking and kayaking and all these crazy outdoorsy things. Not crazy, but and he got sort of bumped down from doing sort of that beat at this magazine to sort of writing about like stupid stuff or whatever. I kind of forget the premise. It was like 5 years ago, but it was the same type of thing. He was playing that same sort of curmudgeonly character. I don't want to get to know any of my coworkers. I don't like being here, this and that and the other thing. And I've got, a bad attitude and I don't care who knows it. I just wish we would have gotten to see just maybe slightly something different with him. And then the script overall is just not that good. I mean, I watched the first 2 episodes of the show, and I got maybe a chuckle and a half from each episode, maybe 2 if I'm being generous. One maybe a little heavier of a laugh, but for a brand new sitcom, that's a pretty low average, with that. So, is there room to grow for this? I definitely think that there is, and I think about shows like Parks and Rec that definitely did not find their footing, in that first batch of episodes. There's a lot of shows like that where, especially ensemble shows. I think Superstore's another one. I sort of gave up on that and ended up going back to it later, and now I like it. But there was another one where I was like, oof, yeah, there's a lot of new people here. Other than America Ferrera, I didn't really know too many. And, I could see the chemistry potential, but it wasn't until, probably towards the end of the first season that I thought the show really began to connect. I'm not sure if I see that much potential here in Animal Control, because the jokes have to get way better. And, it would be nice maybe if they focused a little bit in more on the human characters. I think there's a lot of sort of sight gags and stuff with the different animals, which, okay, that definitely sets the show apart maybe from some of the others, but it doesn't help us to learn who these characters really are. And I think that is super important for the first couple episodes of a sitcom, because if we don't care about the characters, what are we going to come back for? So yeah, this for me is definitely a miss. I don't think it's horrible, but it is definitely sort of on that edge of like, if it doesn't improve quickly, this, could be one of the worst comedies of the year. I'm not sure. For now, I will give this a slight benefit of the doubt. It's still a negative grade, but I will leave Animal Control on Fox Thursdays with a C-. All right, that will do it. Thank you for watching, and we'll be back next time with another TV or movie review on Dan Reviews It. Bye.